welcome back to my channel. What are we doing today? Today is D-Day. The day. It's definitely not a day because today it's finally here. I finally get to open it. I've been so excited over the past 9 months. Really and truly, you guys will, my Patreon will see this in September, but I've been truly excited because today, sorry for the plane that decided that he wants to fly past me now, but today is the day that I get to open this. Wait, it's upside down. Sorry. This. Okay, let me bring you guys out a bit for you to appreciate what I am seeing here. Sorry for the cellophane, but this is my Inktober November Art Advent Calendar Challenge for 2025. Now, like I said, it is mine. It's a meal. I made this. Literally, I made the books in here. I made the prompts in here, everything. And I am super excited to really start kick today off with this. So I even have my little pen cutter next to me because if I can't get into this without tearing the plastic, I might have to cut it. So I'm gonna get into this. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that today is the day. Can you believe that? The day. I get to open it. Okay. Okay, open it is proved to be a little more challenging than I needed it to be. Yeah. Thankfully, I have my little pen cutter. Yeah. Okay. How did I close this? Now, the history of this book is that I made it in 2024, last year. So I have no idea what the prompts are for Inktober or Art Advent Calendar December. And the way I designed it, let me pull this out. The way I designed it, because this is the book that I have. This book right here. Let me give you guys some light. This book right here is the one that was made specifically for Inktober and November. And I'm thinking I made it from, it's definitely watercolor paper, and I wrote on the front too, because like when I wrote it in 2024, I was cognizant that I had to be mindful of dumb Don, which is Don in the future, who would not have known what Don of the past was doing. So because I knew I had to do it for dumb Don, I wrote on the cover that this is the front cover, this is the back cover. Yeah, so if I want, I could design it. Oh my gosh. And I put instructions in it. Like I said, I had to be mindful of dumb Don. I have do not write though. Okay. So yeah. So before I find out what my first prompts are, let me read my instructions. You will need in the future. Yeah. Like I said, it is for dumb Don. For my Inktober November challenges, I am following the story of Eric, a globular alien with a thorn. First thing, use the story to guide the illustrations for Inktober. Do not color it. I put that in red. Let me bring you guys back in to show you what I'm reading. I put that in red. Do not color it. Then, use the color palette selected in the hue chroma to indicate it in the story to color render it for November. You can use the color combination / scheme book that I have to select the color palette. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. I'm catching what you're throwing. So basically, it's asking me that I could use these two books. Let me bring you guys back out. These two books here as a help for my Inktober, but this is for Inktober, not Inktober. For Inktober, it's just asking me to draw. Sorry for the dizziness. For me to draw, illustrate the story. And so we began. Oh, wow. Here we are. Story number 1. Okay, so we're going to do story number 1 in part 2 of this. But I'm just looking through this. I did look at story number 1. I didn't read it. I was looking at how I had the other stories in the book. I am thinking these 4 things here are for the hues that I'll be using for Inktober and I was looking also at the back of the book because, like I said, I know myself. And here I put what this paper actually is. It is the Canson Excel cold press paper. There's 4 sheets in here. So great. So I guess even this is a part of the storytelling experience because it says 4 sheets. Yeah. And I also remember that I have this up on my Patreon for you guys, so you guys can follow along with me with the story if you want to draw the illustration. Now, I will not be looking at this little pink book here, which is the My Art Advent Calendar book. So I'll put this one back for December, and we will take on this challenge after we're finished with this one. Hi friends, let's get this started. I think this is a first for you guys, at least the first for you guys seeing me doing it. I decided to start thumbnailing because there were like 2 ideas in my head and I really wanted to see how those look on paper. So I pulled out my writing pad. A good thing my writing pads have like 6mm squares, so it's not really straight lines, it's more squares. And I decided to what ideas I want. There's 2 ideas based on the story that is being told. And it was amazing. What I loved about it, it allowed me to put the ideas, and because my writing pad is like 6mm squares, it also allowed me to like have some kind of measurement in those thumbnails, how big I want Mr. Alric to be in comparison to the elements within his environment. And this is a second idea, maybe from him. Instead of me being inside, him looking outside, it's me being outside and him looking at us outside. And then I was like, okay, it's a globular creature. I began to draw because I went with the first idea of us being inside with him and him looking outside. And then it was like, okay, I'm drawing this thing. I have no idea how big I want Mr. Alric to be. And I will briefly tell you guys the story. And then I was like, okay, maybe this is not the best thing. And I think I eraser this idea after this dimension, this perspective that I'm doing after. And I went with something completely new because like, it was like, how big do I want this creature to be? And it was at this point that I was so grateful that past Dawn, last year Dawn, said, you know what? Let's make it a globular creature, a blobular creature. You know, something that you can be very creative in drawing. There's no structured shape to it. You don't have to be strict with the rules of structure and volumetric. You know, it's blobular, it's globular. So you can just go whatever shape you want to make this creature, you can make it. And it was beautiful. I love this. Let me begin the story by saying, let me tell you what this prompt is all about. It's Mr. Alric, an old blobbed alien from the planet Alu, spent his days miserable and angry. His globular body always shines red as he shouts angrily from the front window of his house. And now you're seeing me there going in, showing you guys what my globular creature looked like, Mr. Alric. Interestingly, in my thumbnail, I have Mr. Alric with like horns or like, thorns in his head, but I kind of omit that. And I did remember in the intro, it said he had a thorn. So I was like, oh yeah, there was a thorn in him. So let me put the thorn in him. And this is where I went in, drawing the part of the house, the room that he's in. And guys, I really want to show you how slow I'm going. Yes, this is sped up 4 times, but I'm really going really, really slow here. It's like monumentally slow because I'm being really careful with my lines. This Inktober, I really want to concentrate on my line work, on my, just look at it. Look how slow I'm going, because I really want to concentrate this Inktober on my line work, not trying to be hurry, just take my time. And I just want to let you guys know, it's not, even though this has been sped up 4 times, it's just a nice slow process for me, concentrating on my line work. And two, that's another thing I love, that in this Inktober I don't feel the urgency to color it because it's for November. So it's like, trying to join the 2 prompts together. And again, this is where I am so happy that Passed On did this story, because here I was like thinking, okay, where have I seen this before? Where have I done this before? And I did it for my World of Watercolor, where I did a storybook prompt. And I'm testing out now my pen. I wanted to use the Sakura Fudenoski pen. It's a pen I've had since 2019, but I have never used it. And I'm also grateful that for this one, I was also thinking about the color red. Where have I done that before? Using a palette to render a piece. I did that challenge for Easter, for spring. I was like, okay, so basically Past Dawn has been put in challenges for future Dawn to do, so that when Inktober, November come along, I have enough practice. Thank you, Past Dawn. And here I decided to make Mr. Alric see-through. I was battling whether I want him to be see-through or not. I just decided to go for it and make him see-through. This was a lot of fun. I totally enjoyed this process. Thank you guys so much. And I will wrap it up and see you in the end piece. Okay, friends, we are done. And oh my gosh, I am amazed at what Past Dawn had done. I was looking at the book and I was looking for where the staples or the suture lines were, because I didn't see any out here, nor did I notice any in here. And I think I glued all these sheets together, and then I taped on the cover. That's amazing. Because I was also wondering, why is it that this page here is so thick, like really thick? And I noticed it's like 2 glued pieces together. So yeah, that is truly amazing. Now I'm going to leave this for about a month so it can beautifully cure it. I'm going to eraser it, and then I'm going to do it for November, which is the following month challenge. I'm also considering putting these pages up on my Patreon, that in the event my Patreon doesn't feel like they want to draw their own story, they want to use mine and color along with me, which is perfectly fine. They have this to do it as well. Oh my gosh, I'm just amazed. I did count the amount of prompts I have. There are 6 prompts, so it's not a big story. If you notice, the book is really small. And I'm thinking why I left the cover blank is because when I illustrate my book, I could go back and decorate my front cover and my back cover. So yeah, this is really cool. I can't believe how much fun I'm having with this. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. Hopefully you'll continue to join me here in October for Inktober, and we continue exploring this beautiful story of Mr. Alric and the Torn. Maybe that's gonna be the story of it. I should put a note. Come up with a story name, theme, a name for this story. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey, as I said. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.